You know, with Sonic Boom coming to Cartoon Network this fall, you still have your doubters. There's no doubt about it. You still have your doubters of, yeah, right, Sonic Boom's coming, another Sonic cartoon. And yet Sega's confirmed it. So, and we've seen promo steals of it. So, yeah, Sonic Boom is coming. But what are we going to get from Sonic Boom? Apparently, right now, the plan is to run for 52 episodes, and those to be 52 11-minute episodes each. Basically, 52 half episodes. One half 11 minutes, the other half 11 minutes, or whatever you want to call it. And apparently, it's supposed to have a more cartoonish, almost Looney Tune-like style, maybe comedic style, but it's going to be aimed at older kids. Who knows? But what would you expect from a show like this? It's going to be, well, obviously going to be CGI, but you could sense, just see from the promos, that it's definitely going to follow the comedic style that they're describing. But what are we going to get out of this almost comedic Sonic cartoon CGI style? What are we going to get? What kind of gags, if anything? What kind of humor are we going to get? Well, this is the way I look at it. I definitely see us getting some cartoonish-like gags in this new show. I really do. I mean, if they're talking about a comedic style, and you kind of have fans describing and kind of showcasing what they think the characters are going to look like just by the silhouettes in the little promo steal that we got. You know, it makes you ask, okay, what kind of it makes you kind of think that we're going to not only get a CGI cartoon, but we're going to get a very cartoonish one. A very not Looney Tune wise, but if it's going to be comedic, it's going to be 11 episodes. You're almost looking at something along the lines of maybe Teen Titans Go, and maybe Teen Titan Go, and maybe Looney Tunes. Who knows? So, what would I expect out of it? Well, I would expect some of the common, if not, well, not common, but I would expect the more known gags, physical and physically and visually. I expect the kind of gags that we've seen in things like maybe Tiny Toons, maybe Animaniacs, maybe in Teen Titans Go. I expect to see these kind of gags, these visual, if not physical gags. I expect maybe for us to see maybe someone like Amy Rose, and maybe even Rouge the Bat if she's in it, to visually do what is known as the lustful melt gag. In other words, what lustful melt is the character melting into a puddle, either a puddle that's completely the color that they are, and that's it, or a creamy multicolored puddle with the face on top of it, but maybe the eyes closed. Or maybe a puddle of the coloring, but with the face and eyes, and with them having a smiley face on top of it. Who knows? I would expect maybe something like that. Now you might say, well, that's kind of probably be difficult in CGI. Nowadays, nothing's difficult in CGI. Believe me, nothing is. What else would I expect? Well, I expect maybe some gags of squash and stretch. I would expect that. I would expect some squash and stretch. I would expect maybe a story or a gag where one of the characters gets some powers, like I can imagine Amy Rose perhaps getting for one short, maybe getting invisibility powers and just going invisible and sneaking up on people and having fun with it until it backfires in her face. Same with Rouge. Maybe even Sonic, Knuckles. Well, Sonic and Tails probably gaining that power. I would expect maybe a body switch, if you will. Souls or minds being switched into the bodies of another, like Sonic's mind and being switched into Amy's and Amy's into Sonic's. I would expect something like that. I would expect maybe the eye poppings and all that, like the eyes popping out of the heads kind of deal. I would expect that. These are just things, gags and stuff that I would expect them to do. These are gags and stuff I would expect them to do. Like, for example, I can expect something to where maybe there's a situation where the characters get trapped in something, and let's say Rouge or Amy or Tikal, whoever's going to be in it, gets trapped in something, and they'll just gets trapped in between two things, and they're not killed, but they're kind of like pressed together, and you see like an imprint of them like an imprint with their mouth open and all that, and just like an imprint on the on one surface and all that. I would expect something like that, either by getting trapped in something by accident or whatever. I would expect that. I would expect stuff like this. To me, overall, I just expect with Sonic Boom to be, if it's going to be a comedic style, very comedic, it's going to be 52 11-minute shorts, 52-minute half episodes, if you will, each 11 minutes, each episode with 2 11-minute shorts. I'm just saying I would expect these kind of things to happen. Now, I'm not saying they would happen, but I would expect something like that to happen. I mean, I would expect something like that to happen, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just going to be a comedic style where it's going to make you laugh. But if what we're seeing with Teen Titans Go is any example of what we may get, then that'll be cool too. But this is just what I think, because these are anamorphic characters, even though they're game characters, but they're anamorphic. This is what I think we could probably get out of Sonic Boom, gag wise. But I expect it. I really do. I mean, I really expect these kind of things to happen. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But these are things that I think Cartoon Network will want to imply, or want to not imply, but want to incorporate into the show. This is what I see happening. So let me know what you guys expect to see. What do you guys expect to see in Sonic Boom, from a gag perspective or otherwise? What do you guys expect to see? Let me know down below. Comment if you like, and I will talk to you all later.